So now, the day I left now, coming now to the end to realize now I don't want this. We're at a friend's now, close to our house though. We have gone to chill, the way you just chill with your friends. And the baby had gone to my mom's. So he comes in and he comes to a girl and they actually get intimate. I think everywhere in that house even.
In your house?
Yes.
And
no, not in my house. Now we're at a friend's house.
Okay.
So you see how you have those bad hangovers and you sleep. So I am nursing one and I don't like the one for you continue drinking because you're going to have more of them and it's not safe. So I tell them, let me just relax since you boys are watching football. So on my phone, we had a linked, the way you share cab rides. So I wondered where has he gone using an Uber, and I thought maybe they've gone to the supermarket. So I walk out and I find him holding this girl, and I tell him, no, this is too much, not in front of your friends. And he tells me, if anything, it's only you who does not know about it. My friends know I love this girl and all that. And we start arguing. So now every time, after I started becoming physical, every time we'd argue, his defense would be, you can't hit me, but I can hit you. So the only way to keep you quiet is hit you, right? So there was a bottle of vodka on the table. I don't know if it was empty, I think. He swings it and he hits me. And it hits across my face and it breaks my tooth. And I sit, because I think the heat was so much, like everything went dark. Yes, the impact. I'm like, now this is serious. Because now there are wounds I can't hide.
Was there people there?
Yeah. Everyone was in the sitting room. And no one bothered to even lift a finger. That's when I knew, I think, I'm the one now forcing things. Because if their friends cannot even stand and say this is wrong, then this is me forcing issues.
No, it's not you forcing issues, honey. It's you being abused.
I decide I want to go home. And I ask him, where's my phone? He takes it and he steps on it. And now I can't call my mom because I can't use his, and his friends won't lend me their phones. So I look for a way. I look for the watchman of the estate and I call my mom. And I tell her I'm coming home today. And she tells me, okay, fine. So I go home and after that we don't talk. So this didn't even end like the way you'd say we've broken up. So this ended because it was abusive for me. I totally don't talk to him. And in any case, I was the only one talking in this relationship. I decide now this is that time, the hardest time of all relationships. Healing is the hardest. So you were used to sleeping with someone. You're sleeping alone. So I'm getting panic attacks at night. I'm crying. And the baby now can know there's no baba. And it slaps me so hard. But I say, now this time I have to actually, because now my mom even tells me, if it's gone to these extremes, now these are the extremes people say the next point is killing you. And since
exactly, I feel like this would have gotten to a point where, a point of no return, this level of abuse.
Because you see now, if he's gotten to a point where he doesn't even recognize this is painful, whatever he does, he can now hit you and literally walk out and there's nothing you will do.
Honey, he left you unconscious with the baby in the house.
I call now my closest people, now my nephew. And my nephew keeps telling me, this got toxic, I think, the day you started doing things for him. Got into drugs for him and all that. He had been to rehab like 9 times. So I realized, and his brother is a very concerned sibling because he used to tell me, until Dre discovers he's not healed, he's not ready to be with anyone. And I keep telling all his partners, because I think that moment his ex died, he fell back on, I will not cry or I will not relieve myself and stop blaming myself. Before he moved on immediately. So
I don't think it was even related to his ex, because even with his ex, he was already in that pattern of destructive behavior. I mean, she passed away when they were
already there,
like drinking, driving in their. Were you even 20 yet? I don't think he was 20 yet. Yeah. So I feel like he has his own demons that have nothing to do with the ex dying. Yeah. He has very deep wounds, and that's why he's alleviating with drugs and alcohol.
The relationship ended like that. So it was me working out. His family are still part of the baby's life. But for him, he later on moved on with someone. That someone at the time calls me. I do not even know how she got my number. There's a time I think he beat her up and she called me and she asked me how abusive is he, and I told her, because I think even when I knew they were together, we met at a restaurant and they were together and I was with my mom and our other friends. And I think he came and said hi. And since I wanted to create this space for co-parenting and I didn't want it to be about us, so I told him, yeah, it's fine. We can speak on levels that are mature and on levels that don't involve us remembering the past and all that. And this girl came and told me he's still in love with me because he at that times he'd force her to act like me. He'd call her my name. And I told her, okay, I think if it's gotten to those levels, you need to give him space. Because even me, if I jumped into something, I'd have tried to treat that person like grey. So I told her, if you feel it's toxic for you, I don't want to tell you it is, because you will say maybe I want him back. But if you feel it's good to step aside, I understand you love him and he's lovable. He is very, until now, he shows you the real him and you're too in deep, you can't leave. And she told me, I will. And that's the only time I ever spoke to her. So I'm moving on with my life. So like 1 year, 2 years later, she's calling me in the middle of the night. She's crying. She's been beaten up. Her nose is burst. And I tell her, is home close? She tells me, yes. I tell her, go home. Don't even talk to him, because I don't even know where this started. But since I am the one you've called and I can't hang up on you because you're crying, just go home. And she tells me, fine. So I get her a cab with my phone and I pay it. And she's taken home. So in my head, I'm thinking she's learning from that. So I told my mom that story and I later started talking to my nephew. And my nephew told me, this guy needs so much time alone to really think what's going on with him, because he can't just be hurting people on a schedule. And you need to show him that whatever these girls tell you that he's in love with you or not, just tell him it's not possible. He needs to know, he needs to stop cheating them and he's cheating them because he thinks there's a chance with you. So after now the brother started paying school fees. Now the brother is the one who actually told him this lady and her baby appreciate that you're the father of this child. And we were all there in that meeting. But you need to actually let this girl go. And you need to stop thinking she's going to come back. And all these haunting messages, because he used to send me some strange messages like, if I get you, no one else will ever love you. There are times even at work when we're together, he'd text me and tell me, hi, disgusting. And I'm like, okay. And I think at times I'm like, it's autocorrect. He's like, no, that's what I want to tell you. Because I know no one in that office would hit on you. Or do
you realize he's doing that because he wants you to think that you're disgusting?
Yes.
But what he really means to say is, what that signifies is that he can see that you're moving on, and it is the fear is that he will never have you. And it's not because he loves you in the way that you think or love to be. This is a control thing.
Yeah.
This is not a love thing. This is the opposite of love. This is a control thing. Very toxic.
And I started healing, and I got, good thing is during COVID, I thought during COVID, maybe because of the being indoors, I'd fall back into my feelings. So my nephew got me a therapist.
Thank you, Jesus. I was hoping to God you You're in therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and actually she was one of those ones that do this pro bono like for free, and it's just sessions to listen.
Bless those therapists. I've heard of those who do pro bono work. Yes.
And she tell me, just speak, just talk. What are you feeling now? Like she's the one who encouraged me. Don't deny that you loved him, because the more you deny, the more it gets stronger, and the more he knows that, because he knows it, because you never hid it from him, but he never acknowledged or even told you he loved you. So this was one-sided from the beginning, and you need to accept that. And she's the one who told me that control thing, and she's like, now people have kids. Even there's some who've left with 10 kids. And it's fine. Just be you. Whoever comes to love you along, whoever comes on your way, and there are marks and there are scratches and there are whatever, they will get on board with that. But you need to let yourself heal. And that's how now it's been. It's been nice now. Very. Because now I can even see him and not feel anything.
You don't feel triggered.
Yes. And I don't even feel like I want to revenge or no. I most times, like the few times I've seen him lately, maybe in town or somewhere, it feels more of pity, because his son adores him so much. So when he calls, his son like worships him, you see. So I feel pity, because I feel so bad that he misses out on all those moments. And I know he could do it. It's only that pride would not let him.
No, it's not pride, it's addiction.
But I told myself I wouldn't be the person to pull you out of that hole, because I'm sure you'll pull me back in. Yeah. So
is that where you are now?
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm in a very
now.
safe space right now. Yeah. It's very nice, because before this, all I would do was stay in bed, get big, eat. Now I even go meet new people, and I met someone else, though it didn't get to a point of, but that feeling came back, and that's when I realized
you can love someone else.
Yes, I can. And I need to stop being scared of, even if they knew the history, that's if I shared it, I need to stop being scared that people will run, because I'm the one who's running actually. So I accepted it was my past. It happened. So whoever I share it with, however they take it, at least for me, it was a learning point. And so, because this guy, the one that I had met, when I shared my story, and he told me, you see, no one is judging you. You're the one who's thinking people are judging. It's just that you shared your past, and people have worse pasts than yours. The only thing you need to do is don't let it control you. Just know it was one bad relationship, and that's it.
Yeah.
What
would you say? I'm going to find it hard to ask this question, but I have to ask it. How do you feel that you contributed to the crazy in this relationship? I'm not even going to call it a breakdown, because I think the relationship was pretty much set for failure from the beginning. But how do you feel like you contributed to this fiasco of a relationship with your baby daddy?
I now accept that I contributed. And how I feel about it is that I knew better. Now, from now where I'm sitting, I know I knew better. But I think what I didn't know is that was not love that I was looking for. I was so blinded by the fact that, yes, he looks nice. He's saying all the nice things. But I'm feeling even at 22, I would have discerned what was right and wrong. Because someone shouting at you, all those sparks all those things that people do, and they irritate you when it's not a relationship. When it's a relationship, they should irritate you as much. So I think all I regret is turning a blind eye in all this, because I'm the one who gave him the go ahead. Because from the beginning, he just noticed this girl will let everything slide. So I do this, she lets it go. So in the end, it comes from smaller, then it goes to bigger things, biggest. And even when he hit me the first time, I keep asking myself, why did I not walk out? He's not my parent. And you see, I gave him leeway to think, if I'm slapping her and she's staying, I can kick her, I can abuse her, and that's what happened. So you need to know, if it is wrong, it is wrong. You call it out. However they feel is up to their feelings, not up to you.
Are you still in therapy?
Yes, but sessions are not as they were. But yes, she encouraged on the writing. So
you do write?
A lot, yes. A lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoo! I'm so overwhelmed. We've come to the end of the episode. I don't know. I'm also really absorbing everything. I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. And I just have to remind myself and our listeners that the motivation behind stories like this is for people to find a sense of relation, feeling like you can relate to somebody. A lot of people who are going through separations or anguish in their relationships feel like they're alone, or they feel like what I'm going through, no one has gone through, or they feel like maybe somebody has gone through it, but you don't have access to that, to that connection. And maybe I can end by asking you, why did you want to share this story? You know about the podcast, but why specifically do you feel like you wanted to talk about this?
I think the main reason I wanted to share it was because I may not be healed 100%, but I'd like someone out there to know that such things happen to people who are like you, whether boy or girl, and no one is giving a timeline for healing, because my therapist told me it may take forever to heal.
Mm-hmm.
A question that people ask me is, would I still stay if I'm sharing the story? Would I still say that I love this guy? And what I say is, I loved him and I don't regret that. So I share this story so that you know you don't need to regret the love side of that story. What you need to let people know is, even in this love and hate and all that and abuse, there is healing at the end. And it may take years, yes. It may take even time when you're already in another relationship. But my story, I like it to give the light of, just take your time. You don't need to rush into it, because you may rush into it and end up in a grave, and that's what I say, and it's bad. So just take time. Learn him. Learn that person.
Or take your time before you get into a relationship.
Because I think the steps we skip are the ones that lead to the... Because if I took time to learn how he does his things, maybe I'd have noticed some of the abusive things he would do before then. Because sitting now, I would now know he used to shout at people. He's hit someone before. When I was with him, actually a guy, he beat up a guy at a petrol station. And I think I took those out of concept thinking he's fighting for me, but that's not the thing.
What would you say to a girl who is in a similar situation to what you were in right now?
Leave. And I know it's not easy. People will say leave. And you know you should leave, but it's very hard. I get it. But you're the only one who knows whatever situation you're in. And you'd come to me, you can come to whoever is your friend, and the same advice would be leave. But I think until you make the decision, there's not so much that the outside world can do. And that's the sad bit. Because I may know your boyfriend or your girlfriend is abusing you, and they may even do it physically in front of me, but I will tell you to leave and you won't, because I do not know how much in you're into this. My mom used to tell me, I'd rather ulie kila siku hapa kuliko mimi nilie kila siku kwa kaburi yako. I'd rather you cry or you mourn every single day about your partner at home other than your parent mourns for you every day at your grave.
But you know what, Rainbow? I'm happy that, first of all, you chose that name, Rainbow, because you are such a, I don't want to say a burst of joy and color, but you're very calm, very sweet, very thoughtful before you speak. And in some twisted way, I can see how somebody can take advantage of that. And I hope that you continue progressively on this healing journey, that through this story, it becomes part of your purpose to support other people who might be going through what they're going through, uplift without, retriggering or taking you back down. But may this pain be the source of your greatest joy in this life.
Thank you.
And I hope that you never, ever, 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 ever go through this again. I'm happy that you're here to share your story. And I wish you and your little one the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your story.